Go Birds!
We definitely haven't been recording for a half an hour
No,
before
we
I hit-
definitely haven't
We have
been
not been
recording for half an
recording.
hour. That's actually true, Jeff.
That is true. We have not been recording for the last half hour. Well, we're here now and we're recording now, so it's great to be here, everybody.
We're recording live in Unity Java in Philadelphia, Jeff's favorite place in the world.
I
And
love
we
this
got
place a
so
lot.
carried away because we have the most comfy seats and delicious drinks.
And
that
a game
we
that I'm
just...
super excited about and a guest I'm super excited about that I just didn't hit the red button, so here we are.
Yes.
My guest this week is Dillin Apelyan. Dillin, welcome to the show.
Dillian?
Dillin?
Hello.
Dillin?
My new nickname is Dillionaire. I will have everybody
Dillionaire's-
be calling me that, please.
Dillionaire's very... Dillin? Dillin, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're very welcome. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to speed run some things that I said earlier. And that is that, hi, I'm Dillin. My pronouns are your pronouns. I am a game designer and actual play performer. You can find me as host of the One Shot podcast, where we play a new game every month with a new cast. You can also find me at Patchwork Productions. You can also see me sometimes guesting in other lovely places like Unprepared Casters or Many-Sided Media or Party of One.
I think this is your third time on the show?
This would be my third time.
All right, great.
And it's my favorite already. So
The half hour that we've done so far has been phenomenal.
The half hour we did so far. In that half hour, I told a very important story that I'm going to speed run for you again because it's one of my favorite stories. We're playing a game today that is inspired by the sci-fi epic The Amory Wars, which is the comic book that coincides with Coheed and Cambria's music history. And how I learned about them is I was 15 years old in high school in a pre-9/11 world, and I was swimming in gym class in the middle of winter, which I did not want to do, and a kid named Bomb Threat Brian,
I'm laughing just as hard at that name now that I'm hearing it a second
That was his nickname
time.
because that's how he called out of class when he didn't want to. Again, pre-9/11 rules were the world was different.
That gimmick died out real quick.
You could do whatever you wanted. Apparently, he called in a bomb threat to get out of taking a test. I had to stand in the cold outside, sopping wet in the middle of winter while the fire department cleared us to go back inside. And when I went back inside, I found a hoodie in the Lost and Found that had a dragonfly on it and nothing else. And people kept approaching me being like, oh, Dillin, I didn't know you were into Coheed and Cambria. And I wanted to be cool, so I lied and said that I loved them. And then I went home and pirated their entire discography and realized that I did, in fact, fucking love them. They are, to this day, my favorite thing in the world. I have met Claudio Sanchez once, and twice actually now. We met last year as well. And yeah, he just his existence makes me so happy. Everything that they do is gold, and I'm so excited to play this game, which is by who made this again?
This is one of my best friends in the world, Marn, last name. Marn is one of the hosts on the Moonshot Network, hosts The Argonauts, which is a podcast about exploring ARGs. She also hosts the latest season of Riley Hopkins and Their Amazing Friends, which was Interstitial Infinity. Imagine a bunch of fictional characters are on board the Infinity Train.
Wow.
If you want to hear Shadow the Hedgehog grapple with his existential problems
Which I always
on a
do.
train for troubled teenagers, that's the vibe.
Amazing.
And this is Dark Sentencer. The vibe in a sentence: the 5 houses of the Star Supremacy have privatized the detention zones of the galaxy, these planetary prison pits reassembled from the cracked worlds of the Great Crash, which brings us to our stage where the light must learn to love the black, the Dark Sentencer. Mm-hmm. We are criminals imprisoned on the Dark Sentencer, the worst of the prison worlds, and in 11 days, we are going to escape. However, that's 11 days from now, and there's a lot of time for things to potentially go wrong.
Yeah, no, but we're going to be fine.
We're going to be fine.
Escape. We're going to escape a prison so evil that they call it the Dark Sentencer.
Yes. It's going to go fine. It's going to go great. Now, we have already drawn cards because we've been playing for half an hour.
Yeah.
So what card did you draw and what notes do you have on your character so far?
I drew the most amazing thing I've ever seen in the world. It's the World card, tarot card, and it features the cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Danny DeVito as a naked cherub wrapped in a scarf.
We're using my Philadelphia Tarot deck because it is close to my heart. All of the art every time I use this on an episode, I have to like pause every time I draw a card and just gush about the artwork for a minute because it's really special.
It is very special. So that made me an undercover reporter. So I am someone who I think is feeding information to the resistance. And that is why that's part of the reason, at least, why I'm winding up in the Dark Sentencer.
And I have drawn the Star, represented by Philadelphia's own Grace Kelly. And I am a rogue scientist developing a modified version of the Monstar virus to be better than the previous version.
Yeah.
I think that my name is Mav being MV1138. Mav is a skull robot with little tendrils that flies around at about flies around kind of like I still don't know the names of the robots from the Matrix. I'm sure my listeners will, and I'll get pinged about it on Discord.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, you know what? That's great.
It's good for engagement.
Yeah, I appreciate it. at me on this, but do it on social media with a link to the Patreon post so that you can hear it later.
Matrix? There you go.
There
That'll
you go.
get you something.
Got him. we fucking got him.
Yeah.
You rubes got.
My character's name is going to be Silvervale.
Silvervale's really
and I
good.
am going. That's my pen name.
Sure.
That I am. My moniker that I've been writing my little resistance zine under. And I think my real name is something that not even they know.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got our characters, and like I said, we have the full deck of other major arcana cards. Every major arcana card is tied to a crime that someone has committed to land them here.
Yeah.
So like as we go, if we're like, oh, we want another character here, or we want a scene with somebody else, like we have plenty of people that we can draw on to make weird sci-fi weirdos.
Beautiful.
So now comes the core of gameplay. We're probably not going to play through the whole thing. However, what we're going to do is we're going to make up 11 scenes to represent our 11 days before our escape.
Excellent.
Each scene is tied to one of our minor arcana cards. Each card has a suit that kind of tells us the vibes and the mood of the scene.
Okay.
The number of that card is also going to tell us the premise of the card, like the thing that's happening, and then the suit is going to tell us the mood of what's happening around us.
Okay.
We're going to draw those cards. We're going to talk about what we want to see, what we're getting up to, what our plans are, what we're getting roped into, and then we're going to collect those cards and compare those numbers. At the end of the game, the number of dominant suits that we have, the most populated suit, is going to tell us what happens to our characters at the end, and then we'll describe that ending.
Okay. Beautiful.
Great. Do you want to give these minor arcana cards a shuffle?
I do. I love to shuffle things. Thank you, Jazz.
And then we will draw our first scene prompt.
Oh my God.
While you do that, I'm going to retell the story that I told earlier that didn't make Mike, which was when Tony and I sat down for this, we said, we need a ringer. We need somebody that effortlessly can step into this role, because we were like, something's going to go wrong. I'm not going to push record right away. And we need somebody that can roll with it and just be on and charming the whole time. And we sat quietly, went, all right, so I'll email Dillin. I'll send Dillin an email tomorrow.
I'm glad you told that story again, because it makes me feel like a hero. I am very good at one thing, and it is playing games for an audience.
All right, I've got our first card, and it is the Queen of Wands.
Okay.
The Queen of Wands. Let's see what the Queen action is: a shift in hierarchy, and wands represent creativity, willpower, new ideas, fresh perspective, good luck, or exhilaration. So what's the vibe? What's unfolding in the prison that represents these things?
I'm thinking there's either a new warden,
yeah,
or the previous warden has gone missing or died, or something has happened to them that has made things feel unstable.
Sure.
Here. And which maybe is what is giving us the
and I think the
idea,
the maybe the hope angle, and we can discuss if one of us. I think of the two of us, I know who's probably positing this just based on vibes. I think the shift, the new warden, the shift in rules. I mean, if this is also our inciting moment, this is our first scene. that feels like there's a prime opportunity for somebody to like rabble rouse into an escape plan, like as a collective
absolutely.
movement.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you think that's Silvervale or is it Mav? Like, who do you want to be the person like spreading that, like rallying that cry?
I think we both do it, but in different ways.
That's
I think
really interesting.
I feel like a mad rogue scientist gives me like going on rants to the rest of the people in this on this prison star.
Here's my thought about Mav. Now that you've said it's both of us, here's my thought.
Yeah.
I think Mav is plotting an overthrow specifically.
Yeah.
Like I think the warden is in place and Mav like as cursed with ambition, in which all of my favorite scientist characters are, is like, okay. And also, admittedly, I've watched a season and a half of The Traitors in the last like week and a half. So like social engineering games are like very present in my mind. And so a character being like, oh, there's a situation I'm not happy with. Time to rally my group.
Yeah.
Get my task force together and we're taking somebody down.
And it's been Silvervale's job basically to make sure everybody knows that the prison is unstable.
That's really interesting.
That it's like, hey, here are all the cracks we found. It's not just that this guy has disappeared. It's everything. There are cracks everywhere. So like you're rallying people for the overthrow and I'm seeding doubt in the system.
That's really great. Are we working together at this moment? Are we working together or separately?
Separate. I think we haven't discovered that we both have the same plan in mind yet.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
How does Silver? So okay, I'm gonna set the scene. We are like you are having a conversation with another prisoner, and I'm doing what I said I was gonna do,
You're
and I'm
gonna
just
pull
pulling
another
a card.
prisoner?
Let's see what we got.
Okay.
I have drawn the Hanged Man, which is our beloved the Liberty Bell.
Oh my God.
The Hanged Man represents, where are we at? A political dissident. Great. This feels like a natural person for you to chase down.
Yeah. Excellent. I think in spreading my news and like kind of seeding these doubts, this person, who I'm going to call Jeff.
Sure.
A fantastical name like Jeff Stormer, I think.
Great.
Yeah. Something very fantastical. I meet and I'm spreading this kind of word to Jeff Stormer, and he doesn't he doesn't understand the importance of keeping this to a whisper.
Yeah.
And starts to spread where this comes from.
I think there's a moment. I'm very happy that I didn't posit that Jeff Stormer is a character in this, in part because Jeff Stormer is like a frequent character across so many games that I've played on Party of One.
Yeah.
So like the idea that this is a multiversal Jeff Stormer that has ended up here.
Yes.
Because I could make it an alien, but it's funnier if it's just a version of me.
It's just Jeff Stormer.
There's something. The moment I think that happens is you convey this. And Jeff goes, "Oh, great! I'll tell the group. I'll tell the gang, and this is perfect. Like this is good ammo for us. This is great recruitment." And I think he is dramatically overexcited, and like immediately, almost accidentally, let slip to you that there is like a posse that has been riled up and is making a move. And he's like, "Oh, perfect! I can just get the guys."
The second that you do that, Silvervale, who is like an undercover reporter, but an undercover reporter in a space apocalypse. So she's got I'm picturing like kind of like really like wild curly hair that's been like messily tied back. And like scars and bruises everywhere, and is just like perpetually dirty. And she just like puts you up against a wall and is like, "I'm sorry, back to who exactly?"
The gang? Sorry? Is that a problem?
It might be. Where's this gang?
I mean, I could show you, but you'll have to put me not on against the wall. It would be great if I wasn't here.
Fine. 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. I can get everybody together. That's fine. He scampers off.
Yeah.
The only word that I can use to describe how I would run with urgency is really
Yeah.
scamper. Scampers off, and I think like somebody comes and grabs you and like walks you. Because I think, like, I love the visual that you are, like, even within the prison, like, you are led to a table or a space where there is a skull robot with tendrils just floating.
Yeah.
But, like, people are, like, it's that moment where the mob, like, you walk in and you see the mob boss at the table and everybody shifts, but it's a robot with tendrils floating.
Yeah. What fresh hell is that?
That is me, and I am Mav. I hear that you were looking for my gang.
Yeah, apparently there's a gang. I've been trying to see dissent in this
Oh,
place.
you're the troublemaker. Got it.
Oh, you're interesting. I'm the troublemaker. You're the one who's got people loud-mouthing all over the place that we're gonna overthrow people.
I mean, I would only describe it as loud-mouthing if you are specifically upturning stones. I think we've done a pretty good job of hiding our work previously. But, you know, if you are moving around like a reporter trying to crack a story, I could see it being loudmouthed. But I think when it comes to, and I think gestures towards, I was going to say a camera, but like it's post-apocalypse fantasy. It's a giant robotic floating eyeball that is just like look turning and look.
Absolutely.
Like gestures towards that. But, you know, to the voices that matter, it's business as usual.
Well, as much as that irks me, we have a similar goal in mind. How far along are you in this plan?
And I think like he sighs and shifts as much as a robot skull can sigh and like sag a little bit. Looks to the left, looks to the right. Admittedly, you're looking at about as far as the plan has progressed.
Great.
But a few faces is better than no faces. And with somebody with a skill set at getting words out and spreading messages and upturning stones and being a little bit annoying, maybe we can work something out.
Sure. She like pulls out from like underneath her shirt like a stack of like tiny crumpled up pieces of tissue paper and things that all have notes scribbled on them. She tosses them down onto the table. She's like, I'll show you what I got.
Perfect. I mean, I think this is the start of a very, very good professional relationship. And I think like quietly turns towards Space Jeff and like I'm trying like I think there's got to be like a non audible way that he signals this, but like maybe he turns and like we zoom in on his eyes and like text flashes on the eyes when he's just out of like your eye line that just says like, don't let her out of your sight.
Yeah.
Great. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's a
All
good
right.
first scene.
Good first scene. Draw us our second card.
I will. Okay. This is, God, I can't even guess what this is. This is, card-wise, it's the Knight of Pentacles. Visual-wise, it's...
I will tell you, the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles are, let me see that again and to confirm. Pentacles are septa tokens, which is very funny. And the Knight of Pentacles is... Here we are. That is Chuck Barris, who is the, I believe, founder of Indigo, the Indigo bike.
Oh, okay. That explains the bicycle.
Yes.
Okay. So what does this mean?
So the Knight of Pentacles, right? We're playing a
You were
game that
playing
has
a game.
specific prompts, and I should have that in front of me. Great. The Knight of Pentacles, as a prompt, the Knight. Oh, the Knight is an interrogation, and the Pentacles is emotional conflict, greed, hidden agendas, envy, indecision, stubbornness, or toxic ambition.
Okay, can you draw me a new NPC, please?
Yes.
I have an idea.
We have got Dream Party of One guest, the High Priestess, NPR's Terry Gross. And the High Priestess represents
Oh my God.
the head of a crime family is here.
Great. Excellent.
Great. This game rules. I'm so
This game
excited.
rules. The head of a crime family is here. Here's what I think happens. This is going to be one of those scenes where the head of the crime family, we'll call them, we're going to call them the Ashen.
The Ashen's really good.
The Ashen family. And I think that this is going to be a scene where Silvervale gets into trouble with the Ashen family on purpose,
Okay.
wherein they are kicking the shit out of her and interrogating her, but she's in there on purpose to get information because we know that the
Yeah.
Ashen family has done like they are in here. And that is a big deal because they have historically like worked for the rich and powerful.
Yeah.
It was a great affront to put them here. And so I think that that Silvervale is trying to kind of get information from them in this interrogation.
All right. Can I throw you a sci-fi fantasy detail about the Ashen family?
Please.
The Ashen family is run in a very peculiar way for a crime family where the youngest members of the family have the most power because the Ashen family are like not quite Phoenix-like, but they are like, you know, when they are like, it is a fire that burns out, right? When they are young, they are like crackling with fire and like fires bursting out of their eyes and mouths and like burning with a kind of like energy underneath the surface, like that one Batman Beyond villain whose name I don't fully remember, but the big evil one where he's like a green skeleton on fire.
Yeah.
And then as they age, they burn out, and so the majority of the Ashen family look kind of like the Thing from Marvel Comics, but as like ashen, burned out carbon stone.
Yes.
And it is a couple of those elder enforcers, the old heads as they are called, that just are like throwing you against a wall. And like every time they do that, there is like a big like puff of like ashen smoke that is like because they are like clapping. It's like very like dusty and like that kind of like burned out coal embers almost as they are working you over.
Yeah.
And the youngest member, like the head of the family, is like sitting behind it, just like burning bright and like glistening and like, you know, inflamed, is just like, well, this is not how I intended to spend my day, but, you know, dinner and a show's not too bad.
Just do what you came here to do. Get it over with. I'm not telling you shit. Just like spits blood onto the ground at your feet.
And she just looks and goes, "Oh, okay. Well, this is exactly what we came to do. And frankly, I'm glad that we have your permission." And I think like one of the old heads picks you up by the ankles, and the other picks you up by the wrists, and they like heave-ho you into another separate wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is honestly, you know what? I think I could get used to this. Like, you know, I mean, you tell us when you're done, when you want to talk, and tell us what you know, and we'll go from there.
And this has clearly been like a long day of this. Like she's bruised and bloodied all over, and she kind of like crawls up to the floor and she's like, fine. What I know is that the Ashen family has never been as powerful as they think they are. You all got just close enough to the top and fucked over one warden. got yourselves landed in here, they never had your back. And it is like in the hopes that part of that is so wrong that they will correct it back at her.
And I think, I think I want to, this is where I think they let something slip. And I think two things are happening here simultaneously.
Yeah.
The Ashen family is going to let something slip. And also we reveal that like, Jeff Stormer is watching this and like reciting things back.
Yeah.
And like, I think there's a moment where Jeff asks Mav like, hey, are we going to like go help her out and like pull her out of this? Cause they're beating on her pretty bad. And Mav is like, wait, let her play out her angle. And
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
And I think, like, deeply, not angry, not impetuous, offended, I think is the word I would go with, stands up, a hand on their chest. She's gonna like, excuse you. You do not understand the tip of the iceberg of the games that the Ashen family has been playing for generations.
Ugh.
Sure. We were running crime syndicates when you were a conversation among your parents of should we or shouldn't we. We have been. This galaxy would not be. You do not understand even a moment of the things that we have going on. Not a single package goes through the shipping bay. Not a single message goes out without one of our representatives knowing it. And Mav just kind of like there's like a computer fan hum is the only way that I can describe it. That it just hums a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and Jeff's like, holy shit, she got him to talk.
Yeah. She goes, I guess you're right. I don't know shit.
And at that moment, I think, God, what? At that moment, I think like the two thugs like crack their knuckles and start inching over and just freeze perfectly in their mid step. And they are the crackling fires of the younger head of the family. All three freeze, and like you start to see like tears forming at the edge of their eyes, and like Mav floats forward. Yeah, they won't be moving anytime soon. I think that we're free to walk and talk if you'd like to walk and talk.
Oh, can we sit?
We could find
For a little bit?
We could find a chair. I think is probably fine.
Okay. All right. Good.
And as we walk by, like you can see, like their mouths are like they are trying to scream and cry, and they cannot move any single muscle to do that. And I think like humming along with a computer fan, Mav like floats over to a chair and goes, "You are annoying."
You keep saying that.
But now I mean it as a compliment.
Oh.
You
Thanks?
have a unique ability to get people to admit to things that maybe I found frustrating at first because you did it to me and to my associates, but there's something here that we can work with. I mean, not least of which because now we can blackmail the Ashen family for everything that they're worth and make our operations much more smooth.
Yeah, and also get people to wean off the shine that they had.
That's true.
People think that they're their friends, and
if we expose them, that's going to leave a power vacuum, and someone trying to occupy the head of a power vacuum, that works great for me.
oh, calm down. Like, we don't need just another one.
Fair. But what if we could have another one that believed in something bigger? What if we could have a better one?
Conceptually, I agree with you. Do I think that's you? I don't know. You did just watch me get my ass kicked, though, so.
That's fair. Listen. Go nurse your wounds, think it over.
Yeah.
And I think like floats off and sort of leaves you sitting there with a lot of things to chew on.
Yeah, it's good.
Great.
Loved that.
I'm gonna pull our next card.
Okay.
We'll see what our next prompt is. I always have to remind myself which suit is which, because this is the 9 of cheesesteaks, and I don't remember what the 9 of cheesesteaks is.
Wands cheesesteaks?
I think wands might be cheesesteaks. It actually might be.
That's so
It might
funny.
be cups. I'm gonna look. It might be cups. Tokens, which are coins. Here we go. May your cup overflow with bounteous cheesesteaks. It is, in fact.
The cheesesteaks are cups.
Great. May your cup overflow with
Excellent.
cheesesteaks. Great. And that is the 9 of cups. I always have to remind myself because I'm like, this is funny. I like it, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be getting from this.
Yeah.
A 9. A 9 is a celebration. And cups are love, friendship, compromise, sensitivity, empathy, vulnerability, bonding, and spirituality.
Okay.
So
I feel like we got to have a turning point in our relationship
I feel like,
here.
yeah, what's the moment where we come around? Like, what is the moment where we come around on one another?
Somebody's got to save somebody's ass.
Somebody's got to save somebody's ass.
Yeah.
Actually, it's so funny because I had a thought about like what Mav was building towards. And I think like this is a good moment to immediately pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Because I think it's gonna leave Silvervale in a very interesting and uncomfortable position that I think is really compelling. I think there is a retaliation with the Ashen family.
Sure.
And Mav gets smashed into the ground.
Yeah.
I think to a degree, like, how does I am not permanently taking Mav off the table. Mav is not. I'm killing Mav. I think it's the play.
You're killing Mav?
I'm going to kill Mav and draw another card because I think what has happened here, on some level, is that Mav has pulled strings to make you into the head of this operation. Like Mav is like Machiavellian, like arranging and like putting it so that you are at the helm,
Damn.
whether or not you want to be. And I think part of that is ensuring that Mav gets knocked out and that you are able to like lead some sort of retaliation effort and gain the upper hand.
Okay. So then but Silvervale has to see Mav die.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that's part of his game plan is for you to see him die and to be like, oh, I like to manipulate you into taking that spot. And then the question becomes like, does Silvervale take the bait?
Yeah. I think it's gonna, who kills Mav? Who's taking him out?
It's gotta be the younger Ashen, right? Like it's gotta be
Yeah.
like melted, like full on melting the motherboard, like
Yeah.
they've like rounded up, lit on fire, melting the robot.
And I think Silvervale shows up just too late to save you.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing this happen, because up until then, Silvervale's whole thing has been the slow trickle of information to slowly turn the hearts and minds of the people against this thing. She's going to see that though. And that's when it goes from we're going to chip away at this until it's broken.
Yep.
To we're moving now.
Okay.
And she sees Mav go down and it's almost immediate where she just turns around, walks back towards that room where she first met you, takes your seat and is like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
And I think there is like a full-on montage of just like the Ashen family, like every like section of the family, like We see their representatives or their like underlings in the package delivery facility, like get knocked out and shoved in a closet, and like somebody on our side is put there. Like we get a musical montage of their set to some extremely Coheed prog rock. Bring down
Coheed is the soundtrack to this for sure.
Bring down this entire syndicate. Because we do have to come back to the prompt of a celebration of friendship. Like, it works immediately. Like, you are able to coordinate this takedown effortlessly.
Perfect.
And I am drawn the moon, represented by the Billy Penn statue above City Hall.
Beautiful.
And that represents... where's the moon here? That represents a master thief. A master thief.
Ooh.
This is the right hand of Mav, who like sits down next to you and is like, we have a lot of resources. This is, what do I want? What's a weird science fantasy? I am getting cyborg, like deviant art OC cyborg elf, long blue hair.
Oh, so they're hot. Yeah.
One eye is like partially Saiyan Scouter and partially Kano from Mortal Kombat / Terminator eye. Like, extremely hot. Let's be clear.
So they sit down next to me and kiss me on the mouth, right? That's what happens next.
They are a master.
They say, we've got a lot of resources right here
of your heart.
Yeah. What's their name?
Name is Varsuvius popped into my head. We're going Varsuvius.
Varsuvius, for sure.
We're sticking with Varsuvius. It's the first thing that popped into my head. Varsuvius sits down and just kind of is like, so what's the play?
We have to get out of here before they fill that vacuum. We've got days, if anything.
Days is not going to be enough time. But if we've got days, we've got days.
Mav told me about you.
Good things, I hope.
Yeah. Says you're resourceful.
I have a way of getting to places where I need to get.
Great. Can you get me into the storeroom?
I know a guy who knows a robot who knows a guy.
We'll start there.
All right. Offered you a handshake. And yeah, you are the head of this. You are the head of this movie. We get a very ominous shot on like the shattered skull remnants of Mav. Like for being a very kind of like visual design version of a skull, there's a little bit of a smile. Like you can almost feel the smile on the skull plate, like the face plate of this skull.
Aww.
All right, let's get our next prompt card. Would you like to draw our next card?
Oh, yeah, this is me. Yeah, let's go. Ace of Pentacles.
The Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles represents emotional conflict, greed, hidden agendas, indecision, stubbornness, toxic ambition. And an ace is an unexpected obstacle.
Okay. All right. I think that you get me, like, you have helped me get into a couple places Varsuvius has. We've tracked down, it's like a system where it's like, I think the trick of getting out of this place that it's like a coordinated key scenario where there's like multiple different keys that have to be utilized by different people at the same time.
For sure.
And all of those are scattered around this place. So I think that we've maybe gotten 2 of them with Varsuvius's help. The third one, we've got everything set. We know the watch schedule. We know how to break into that particular lock room. We know that the guard that carries it on XYZ shift is always drunk or something. Like we know a lot of things. We have everything ready. I think we get there. We get into a room. Silvervale, Varsuvius has gotten in. Silvervale is looking out. And we notice at the last minute, like right before we're supposed to pull the plug, that the guard shift has changed suddenly. Pieces are not where they're supposed to be. And we're so close to go time that it's like, do we still try? Or do we hope that we figure this out in enough time and we can try again a different day?
And I think Varsuvius asks you a question. You're the leader. You make the choice. Points at the guards. Do they live or do they die? If we want to walk through, we can walk through.
Shit.
I know that you may or may not. I don't know. And I think he kind of like smiles a shit-eating grin. Is like, I don't know where your moral compass lies, but if you want, we can walk through without a problem. But you need to make the call that is the tenor of this operation.
And I think Silvervale has what she has always had. She's got information.
Okay.
And that is normally a great thing. In this particular instance, it is in her way because in all of the information she has, she knows who these guards are. She knows their family names. She knows their kids' names. She knows why they took this job. And it's complicated.
For sure.
They didn't take it with machinations to keep the people down. They are doing that, but they're complex. They're not the ones at fault. And I think that she does finally come to the decision that we go through. The guards die. I think that because she hesitated so much, I think that Jeff Stormer gets killed in the crossfire.
Great. Love this. I have died so many times on this podcast.
And I'll kill you again.
I appreciate this. And I think, actually, this is, I think, the other sort of big moment. And this I don't even think is an intentional feeling out moment, but I think there is a moment where, like, several people in the gang are heartbroken that Jeff is dead. I think Varsuvius, unresponsive and is just like, we keep moving. Like, and I think, like, looks to you very specifically, like, kind of with two extremes, right? There are the people crying, and then he's just like, and he is full on in the camp of like, we're moving forward. That was a pawn in our game, and I do not care to lose a pawn. Like, I do not care. And I think like there's the question of Silvervale of like, which side of that do you fall on? Is this a thing where every person matters and every life that we try to get off this planet matters, or is this a case where people are going to be expendable?
Yeah. I think that she knows that people are going to have to die, but she was not comfortable having that in her hands. That's the whole reason that she does what she does, is that people are too comfortable having that in their hands.
Love that. That's great. That's really good.
Yeah.
And I think like you see a killer instinct, like all of this has revealed a killer instinct in Varsuvius, a mentality of like, the ends justify the means. Nothing matters except the finished result. And frankly, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to get the fuck off of this prison planet.
Yeah.
And so like there's that lingering question in the air of like, of that question of trust is in the air as we draw our next scene card.
Great.
How many cards? Let's see. We got
I
two.
have two.
And we got through two here, so that's four. We're not going to get to 11, but we'll go towards.
One will speak out to us as the.
This is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups represents. Cups is love, friendship, compromise, sensitivity, empathy, and the queen is a shift in the hierarchy. Really interesting conversation for everything that has just occurred.
Yes.
What do we think that looks? What do we think that looks like?
I think that you know what I think? I think that an Ashen leader burns up, dies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it reveals someone in the family that's sympathetic.
Oh, that's really good.
To us, and now has a bigger position of power.
That's really great. They find Magmalia Ashen fully extinguished.
Great name.
Fully extinguished. And she was the one that killed Mav. She was the one that tortured you. Fully extinguished, left, and like it's a shocking moment, and it's a little bit horrifying. Like, she is left extinguished, the flame put out, and her body is like left there, like out in the open, as a message of like she's gone, like she's out of the
and
picture.
And they want us to know.
Yeah. It is a message to everyone on the planet, guards, warden, inmates, your gang alike. She's out of the picture.
Yeah. Excellent. I find that, and I take a gamble. I'll tell Varsuvius I'm taking this gamble, but I'll go alone. And I show up at their cell block doorstep, and I am just like, sorry for your loss, or congratulations.
Burning so white hot. Like there's a white hot energy to the new head of the family. What loss?
And she puts out a hand.
Offers that hand in exchange, and goes, "Tell us, tell me, and tell." And she pats the shoulder of one of these like big thing monsters, and like a big dust cloud pops up. Tell us where we can be, and tell us how we can be useful, and we'll make something happen.
Fantastic. Well, our move last night didn't go as planned. We need bodies.
Bodies we can provide.
Excellent.
Bodies in the bot. And I think like he steps back and pauses. Bodies that you need, bodies that can fight. You need bodies that can move. You need bodies that can pile up as dead bodies. I'm gonna need a little more specificity of what you are looking for.
She like visibly reacts when you say that last option. She's like, no. If you're with us, you're with us. We don't want you dead. Not anybody else that doesn't have to.
And I think he kind of pauses and like is also kind of steps back when you say you're with us, and he goes, "Oh, I want to be clear. This is not a we are joining a cause, ride or die. You're going to leave this planet, and we are going to be even stronger. Like, we are going to take back what was ours and be even stronger than we were before." I didn't know if that was clear. You embarrassed us, and we responded by removing the embarrassment. We want back what's ours, and the easiest way to do that is to be your friend until you leave. You have put an expiration date on your syndicate's hold over this planet, and we intend on being the next in line. Was that unclear? I thought the body in the middle of the wreck space made that pretty clear.
Fine. You want control over this evil place, that's up to you. Right now, we might need to use force to get our way out.
Force we can do. Force we're pretty good at.
I've noticed. It's only been days. Yeah. She's still bleeding.
Oh, yeah. Bandages.
In places on her face. Yeah.
And he, I think there's a moment. Yeah, there's a little bit of blood trickling down, and I think like he leans forward and he goes, "Listen, the old guard is gone," and he takes his middle finger and he like brushes aside the bandage and taps where like the cut. And for a moment, it burns like hell, but he specifically like cauterizes it shut. And we're looking to repair what was hurt before.
Oh, that was deeply unpleasant. Thank you.
Well, it was meant to also be a little bit intimidating.
Oh. Okay, all right.
You're getting where I'm at now.
I'm getting you now. I'll let you know what we need tomorrow night.
That's all I ask for.
All right.
Okay.
Let me pull another. We are pulling. Oh God, this is coins, I guess.
Those are septa tokens, so that
sure.
is...
And this is the eight of septa tokens. What is a septa token?
Septa tokens. It was one of the ones that we drew already. I think it's. Well, check the Ace of Pentacles and tell me what's on that card. Is it also? Yep,
yeah.
It's Pentacles. There we go. This is the nice thing about having face cards out, is I don't have to refer to the book.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the what is that? The
Eight.
Eight of Pentacles. 8. A fight or riot. Let's go. Perfect timing.
Let's do it, baby. We're ready for a
and
riot.
it's emotional conflict. It's greed. It's indecision. It's toxic ambition. Oh, I really do think the Ashen family goes way too far, way too hard, way too fast.
Yeah, I think so. I think that we plan to. We plan to move, but they have more power than we bargained for, than we realized. Yep. Instead of it just being the people that we've rallied and our people and our informants and everything, it's everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is in on this, and that is good in terms of the manpower, but it is less able for us to control. It's chaos, and when I think a crucial decision of some kind is going to have to come back to Silvervale again, because in the chaos, like, this plan becomes messy. Mm-hmm. So what was supposed to be, we get our people into place, the Ashen family take out the standing guards, we pull the trigger, we have a 8-minute window or something like that to get everybody out. What's going to happen instead is, like, before everybody's in place, a all-out riot kicks off.
A brawl erupts.
And people are getting hurt, and people are dropping on both sides. But when we have everything in place to pull the locks open and really open the doors to this place and let everybody out, the timing has changed, though. It's like, if we pull this trigger now, people are stuck in combat.
Yeah.
How, like, are we going to even get everybody out if we pull it when we meant to pull it? And so I think that what happens is...
I think if I can throw in...
Please do.
Because I think Silvervale's got a really important decision to make at this exact moment, because I think, like, we might have one... You said a card would reveal itself. It might be the next card
it might
reveals
be.
itself. Because, like, I think what you have described ties into where I think I have put Vesuvius as a character.
Okay.
I really think when this occurs... Vesuvius is going for a now available, like, escape pod or escape vessel. Like, I think is making the move. I think, and, like, if he gets off planet, that's it.
He's gone.
He's gone, and they will, like, the whole plan will have been exposed. The whole escape plan will have been successful for one person, and all of the work is out the window. And I think, like, I want the moment where that is discovered, and then what happens next is what I want to see played out.
She catches Vesuvius on his way into what I'm going to say is, like, we've gotten far enough not to unlock the planet itself.
Yeah.
But we've gotten far enough that we could get to the gates, the places where these keys fit. And while Silverveil is running behind because she's been trying to calm down this chaos and get everybody ready to go back on target and do the initial plan. And that's worked. She's getting things calmed down. And so she's now running back to this place to find you about to ruin everything and zip off into what I'm going to say is like a commander of some kinds, like personal escape vehicle.
It's the Warden's luxury space yacht. It's like a 3-person vessel, but it's just like it's the Warden's personal like ferry into and off of the planet.
And I think that she, for the first time in this story, she doesn't hesitate and she shoots you between the eyes.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
I think she says, "You do it to me." As she pulls the trigger.
I think the second you pull the gun, he goes, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is our final scene. I think
that let's do it.
We are at the gates. We are ready to go.
We have the keys. We're ready.
This is also Pentacles, and this is a 10. Hidden agendas, toxic ambition, secrets, lies, and it is a betrayal of trust. What does that? It's gotta be that somebody let slip, right?
Somebody let slip.
It's gotta be that like the gates are open, we see the keys go in, and there are warships waiting on waiting all around the outer edge of the Darkest Sentencer. Word of this escape was leaked, and it is a moment of it is a moment of desperate action. Somebody what happens in that moment where escape is here, but to get through it, you're going to have to get through a bunch of heavily armed warships.
Yeah. I think that the betrayal was that I think that the Ashen knew that they could probably stand a chance, and they wanted to take this place over anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So they wanted
that's really interesting.
This to happen. They wanted an all-out war, and so they let this slip, and that's why they incited the riot in the first place, to make a lot of noise.
Make it easy to spot.
Yeah. So they had done this. We get out, and Silverveil steps outside, sees these is windswept her hair by the emerging ships that are encroaching onto this planet's territory. And I think that she...
Real quick, you're not going to believe this. There is an endgame mechanic where we have to describe the final beat of the escape.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me we have not been recording.
No, oh my God. No. I just looked. I would just walk out into the snow. There's really nothing else I would do. I looked at the Pentacles ending, because we drew more Pentacle cards.
Oh, yes, tell me.
Is a traitor in your midst causes complications during the escape? Who is the traitor and what is their agenda?
Yeah, okay.
So we are, this is the beat.
Yes, this is the ending. So it's the Ashen betrayed us. The Star Supremacy has sent not every ship in their arsenal by a lot, but they've sent a good couple, more than enough. And I think that Silverveil takes a look, sees that there is one escape pod with a dead body in it, and she could slip out. Or I think she will take that moment and be brave, and she will walk straight out into full view of the ship, and she will start firing puny, pathetic little shots at it that can't do possibly anything, so that they target her. Not everybody will get out as planned, but some still will while they pursue her. And she will be locked back in here with the Ashen family within hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the final beat, I think, is we see all of this from the perspective of Kelvin Ashen. Kelvin Ashen is like watching all of this and is like kind of explaining the logic here of like, I said from moment one that we were embarrassed and we were going to remove the source of our own embarrassment. Silvervale is going to walk through those gates, discover an armored ship, and be wiped off of the galaxy. We have nothing to worry about. Their plan was foiled. We played our part perfectly, and then the word comes that those shots are being fired, and like we see the other ships like scattering various directions. Are you fucking kidding me? Did she really find a way to outsmart them? And like I think that the final shot of our story is like a moment of like Silvervale walking in, echoing seeing Mav for the first time, and it's Kelvin Ashen, and he just this is embarrassing. I thought it was an embarrassment before. You've managed to one-up us. Congratulations.
My condolences.
And I think two of the like the stony hands both rest on Kelvin's shoulders. He's like, and that's all we see is that deep sigh, the hands on the shoulders starting to like grip a little tighter. And we watch a few of those like ships float off into the infinite depths of space.
Can I add a little, just the tiniest little epilogue scene?
Yeah.
Is that deep in her cell, in cover of complete darkness, she quietly makes the decision to try again.
Yeah.
And in her hand uncovers one canister of Mav's solution.
My God, yes.
And injects it into her own leg.
Yes. Good. Yes, let's go. That's game. I'm so happy. Oh, that ripped. Thank you so much for this. This was an incredible experience. What was your favorite moment from play?
Oh my God. I cannot believe you killed Mav. But I loved that you did. I loved that you did so much. Also, the interrogation scene, I think that was really fun. That was really good.
Honestly, there are a few things in my life that I love more than getting to play deeply Sopranos-coded crime families.
Yeah.
Of
aliens.
Of alien mooks is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
The specific thing that I loved was getting to play Kelvin Ashen as a guy who keeps trying to do things that he thinks are deeply symbolic, and then has to explain those things.
That's funny.
He's like, "Oh, you didn't get what I'm gesturing towards. Did you not? There was a theme to that. Did you not? Okay, that's fine."
Because he's trying to go. The thing about Kelvin is he's always trying to go too deep with the metaphor.
Yeah.
Like it has to.
He's always going too far.
It has to be simple. It has to be like very on the surface. Kelvin.
This
is what his mother kept saying, and he just didn't catch it.
This was great, Dillin. Thank you so much for joining me on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I'm so stoked. This was This was everything that I wanted it to be.
Yeah, this was great.
Real quick before we wrap up, where can people find you and your work online?
Oh my gosh, I'm everywhere. I'm in your walls. I'm Super Dillin online. You can find my games at superdillin.itch.io. Sometimes you can find my games at Plus One Experience. You can find me as the host of the One Shot podcast, where we play a new indie RPG every month with a different cast each month. You can also find me as an editor and performer on Patchwork Productions, where we make sort of very, very meta and artsy actual play audio dramas. You can find me guesting places like Party of One or Unprepared Casters or Many Sided Media or other places around town. And I will just be around. I'm in your ears and in your walls, as previously stated.
Oh, this ruled. I realized I was about to throw to me in the future and then realized I actually have to end things,
Yeah.
which is a challenge because I have all that pre-recorded, so I just hit a button once and then I don't have to think about it. Now I have to remember all of the things that I end a show with. You can check out Party of One at partyofonepodcast.com. You can find us on social at Party of One Podcast. And yeah, thank you to Unity Java for having us. Thank you to Plus One EXP for putting this together. This ruled. And I think that is it. I don't think there's anything else to say here other than remember to fight the forces of fascism every day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And party on and go birds.
Go birds.
Go birds. And now I can stop the recording, which has been recorded.